Hello everyone. We are in front of 7 Ludlow Street right now, which is the future home of the a new independent cinema on the Lower East Side. It's going to be called the Metrograph. This is Meet the Metrograph team. Alexander Olch and Jake Perlin dare to remake the art house cinema. It's going to be over here on 7 Ludlow Street. It's going to be a cinema where they have new films and also older films. Here it is. We have an article. There's an article over here about it. So anyway, we'll go over here and we can read. This over here, by the way, was a former film house years and years ago. Decades ago. And anyway, we can read a little bit about this. New arts institutions aren't born in New York every day, especially not in an overheated real estate market like the one now gripping the city. So late in August, when Alexander Olch announced plans for a new independent cinema called Metrograph on the Lower East Side, people were more than a little intrigued. In the weeks that followed, the Orchard Street tie designer and his team launched an all-out charm offensive throughout the neighborhood in support of a liquor license application to Community Board 3. That campaign was ultimately successful. October 19th, when the board's liquor licensing committee voted unanimously in support of the project. So here we have the future site. The future site. Here, what we're trying to do, Olch said, quote, is truly reinvigorate the theater-going experience, which he observed has not evolved in decades. Quote, for me, the challenge is to create a space that evokes the glamour of the movie theaters that I went to when I was growing up in Manhattan. Places like the Beekman, the Plaza, places that were very special to me as a little boy that are literally all gone. These are the places where I first fell in love with the movies, unquote. In the vestibule outside the two theaters, there will be old-fashioned red bulbs alerting visitors that, quote, a screening is in process. The ushers will use a 1920s-era phone to tell projectionists whether the sound and picture quality are up to standards. Quote, it will be about the accumulation of little details, Olch explained. Quote, to make a first-class type of experience for the moviegoer. The larger theater will have 175 seats and include a balcony. A more intimate theater is planned to accommodate an audience of 50. Metrograph is investing in high-end 35mm film projectors, which Olch said will make the theater eligible to host special restored prints and archive quality prints. The cinema will also be able to screen digital movies. Here we have a picture of the two. This page, Jake Perlin, Alexander Olch. Photo by Whitney Brown. So they're going to have 2 theaters. Let's continue reading. The artistic director will be Jake Perlin, who founded a distribution company called The Film Desk and is programmer at large at the Film Society of Lincoln Center. Quote, I feel he is at the vanguard of a new generation of film programming in New York and frankly in the world, said Olch. The plan is to show both new releases and old films. A bookshop located on the second floor will be overseen by Arthur Fournier, a prestigious rear and fine books dealer. The shop will feature texts, screenplays, and artifacts related to filmmaking. Olch said he wants the theater to become both an integral part of New York's film community as well as the local community. Olch said he wants the theater to become both an integral part of New York's film community as well as the local community. He envisions it as a venue for directors to screen their daily scenes, to host press screenings and full-fledged premieres. Metrograph is being set up as a place for producers and directors to hold meetings and for writers to work on screenplays. Quote, it will hopefully be a place where business is transacted, Olch said. As for the local community, he's met with staff at the Henry Street settlement about creating a mentoring program for kids. There's also talk about establishing one or more film clubs. So they'll have a lot of activity here. There's going to be a lot of activity over here. They'll have film clubs and they'll have a rare book shop, and they'll talk about producing more films here. It'll be a very big hub of activity, according to the plans of Alexander Olch and Whitney Brown. Jake Perlin and Alexander Olch. The cafe will be called the Commissary, drawing on menus from the old MGM, United Artists, and Paramount commissaries. The idea is to reimagine classic dishes from Hollywood's heyday. Quote, everyone ate there, Olch noted. From A-list movie stars to members of the crew, meaning the food was simple and straightforward, but also high quality. Quote, that's our inspiration, he explained. There will be also a separate writer's menu, quote, writer's menu, featuring items you can eat with one hand while continuing to peck away at your script on the other. David Garza, executive director of Henry Street Settlement, also expressed enthusiastic support. Quote, I have not met a more authentic partner in recent years, said Garza. Quote, art is the oxygen a community needs to breathe, he added. There was even testimony from a representative of the French Embassy, Sandrine Boutiot, of the Department of Cultural Affairs. Following the hearing, Olch was obviously relieved, saying, quote, we are thrilled by the large turnout of support, the speakers who presented, and the unanimous vote in favor by the committee. We are thrilled by the large turnout of support, the speakers who presented, and the unanimous vote in favor by the committee. We're excited and now even more eager for Metrograph to become a part of the community coming soon in February. So here we are from the lowdown. This is the site of the future Metrograph Theatre. Thank you very much. Take care.